The LG V10 is one of the most unusual smartphones I've used in quite some time. It's kind of known as that smartphone with two displays. Granted, it's not the first smartphone to feature two separate front display panels. The Samsung Continuum did that nearly 5 years ago. But before I jump the gun, I want to go ahead and step back and take a look at what's included in the box. This is the AT&T variant, which comes in its own custom AT&T packaging and, of course, AT&T setup information. All we'll need to do to open the box is simply peel back the tab and lift off the top cover, and we'll find an AT&T quick start guide on top of the LG V10, which is wrapped up in some plastic, and I'm going to set that off to the side for a moment because there is some other stuff worth taking a look at. First of all, we have an information packet and a thin piece of paper detailing AT&T's transfer program, which will sync your contacts and your pictures across multiple devices. Some of the accessories in the box include a quick charging wall wart, a micro USB charging cable, and then a 3000 mAh battery, which we'll have to install later. Now, upon first impressions of the LG V10, the device is one of the most unusual devices I've ever laid hands on. I just say it's unusual because it feels incredibly tough. On the back, there's an impact-absorbing plastic cover which features a checkered, textured pattern to help give the device some more grip in the hand. The V10 is shock resistant and it features a dual layer glass display to help protect it against damage from direct impact. That most likely will mean it should survive a fall to the ground. But the most apparent design element is, of course, in my opinion, the stainless steel frame. There are two strips of steel on either side of the device. If a military tank were transformed into a smartphone, it would probably be in the form of the LG V10. One thing that I find really neat about LG flagships this year is that they still feature micro SD card slots and removable batteries. It's a very underrated feature that is sadly disappearing, but I'm really glad LG hasn't done away with them. Now let's take a look at the display, or should I say the displays. The LG V10 features two separate displays. The main display is a 5.7-inch QHD LCD display. As much as I'd prefer an AMOLED display panel, I do believe the display on the V10 is still among the best LCD panels on the market, as is the LG G4 display. Colors appear to be more rich than saturated, viewing angles are excellent, and the brightness is really unrivaled. This display gets blindingly bright, making it, great for outdoor visibility. LG has sort of satisfied my need for an AMOLED display. The V10 does in fact have an AMOLED display, but it's really small and it's located at the top of the device above the large LCD display. Its sole purpose is to deliver information and shortcuts to you without you ever needing to power on the main display. It's always on, although you can change this in the settings of course, and it has a very limited impact on the battery. I believe LG has mentioned that it will only impact the battery about around 5%. In the settings, you can enable or disable whether you want it to be on when the main display is on, and from there you can select which content you'd like for it to display, as well as which apps you want to be displayed. It's certainly a very unique feature, and I'm really curious as to how I'll be using it over the next few weeks. I can imagine I'll use it more for quick settings than app shortcuts or notifications, but we shall see. In terms of performance, it's pretty darn fast once it's all warmed up, and I say that because the LG V10 does lag when you first boot it up or power on the display. Not by much, just the little things like it taking a half a second to load apps in the app drawer. It's really just a software problem on LG's part, nothing hardware related. I found the similar issue on the LG G4 unfortunately. With a Snapdragon 808 hexa-core processor and 4GB of RAM, there's no reason for any lag, so we'll see how it affects my daily usage as time goes on. But once the device is all warmed up and ready to go, it does appear to run very well. It seems to accomplish tasks very quickly. As for the camera and the battery life, I'm optimistic with the performance. The camera is the same as the camera found in the G4, and it's fantastic. It's easily on my top 5 list for smartphone camera sensors on the market. I would even go as far as saying it's in the top 3 range. Now the battery could be larger I feel like, but I expect it to get me through a day with little to spare. Once again, we shall see. So this is the LG V10 from AT&T. It costs about $250 with a 2-year contract, or about $23 a month with AT&T Next, or about $700 off contract. I'll leave a link to view the AT&T listing of the V10 in the description if you are interested. Let me know what you think of the device. What do you think of the second to display? Do you think it's a gimmick, or would you actually use it? Let me know what you're thinking in a comment down below. As always, I'm BoHD from PhoneDog.com. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you right back here in the next one. See ya.